Alrighty, I'm excited for this conversation. I think we're two good people to be talking about this
For sure.
today. So let's get right into it. So first, what is just set the boundaries, set the stage here. What is the crypto solo 401k? Ultimately, it is a self-directed solo 401k primarily for the purposes of investing in cryptocurrencies. It does not need to exclusively invest in cryptocurrencies in this particular scenario. It can also invest in other things like real estate, precious metals, private businesses, public securities. Any of that is fair game. That's the beauty of our structuring for these solo 401k plans. Today, we'll be diving deeper specifically into crypto, but that's that's the offering here. That's the plan structure that we will accommodate and set up for you. Who is the ideal candidate? Who qualifies for a solo 401k? And that's going to be limited to people that have eligible self-employment income with no full-time employees. Spouse is an exception to that. So if it's just you and your spouse, that's fine. But if you have other employees as part of your business or a part of any of your businesses, you would not qualify for the solo 401k plan. The structuring of your business does not matter. It can be any type of structuring. There's a little bit different rules in terms of how contributions are made for the different structures, but they're all fair game here. You don't even have to have an LLC or anything. You could be a sole proprietor.
And I'll add as well for the ideal candidate, just because you have a full-time position somewhere, like a W-2,
Mm.
doesn't mean you're necessarily disqualified from the solo. It's just that job doesn't make you eligible for it. So some people here do have a full-time job, and then they might have their side business, which might be an LLC, S corp, sole
Yep,
proprietorship. That's what we would be looking at to see if you are eligible.
definitely. Good point.
Mhm. So the main benefits of the solo 401k, just speaking in general, not even just with crypto, is just the ability to diversify past your everyday stock market, different types of holdings, I guess you could say. So for here, you can, of course, the crypto is the focus today. Some people are here for real estate, private placements, precious metals, sometimes even a mix. So just because you have crypto and we're doing a crypto solo 401k doesn't mean you have to stop there. If you want to expand into some of the things I mentioned or something else, you are definitely able to. The investment decisions are all yours. So it is a self-directed type of account. So that means every time you want to place an investment, it means you don't have to reach out to us each time. You will have checkbook control, which means you will be able to say, write the check yourself or send money directly from a bank account owned by that solo 401k to place your investments in real time.
Perfect. And to add to that also, the types of ways to invest in cryptocurrency here are not limited in the ways that they are at some other providers, some other places where they have a relationship with one specific exchange or they have specific cryptocurrencies available through their platform. Here, that is not the case at all. We are creating the structure that allows you to go through many different platforms and exchanges to make your trades. So we're not limiting you. It's what's out there and available is what you have access to.
I think the most important part with that as well is because we don't have that certain one place only, we're not taking the premiums on any trades. So it definitely does help and have a nice benefit to your fee structure as well.
Absolutely. And so some other benefits to the solo 401k plan, something unique to it over, say, a self-directed IRA, is the personal loan feature. So you're able to borrow up to $50,000 from a solo 401k or 50%, whichever one is
Yeah. Yep.
whichever one
So
is lower. Whichever one is lower. That's what I'm trying to say. You're able
yeah,
to borrow that. And so that's something that you can't take advantage of with a self-directed IRA. It is literally you borrowing from your 401k plan and paying it back into the plan with interest. You're essentially just adding more money into your plan and able to have some personal benefit. That's the only context in which you get personal benefit from these types of accounts.
in simple English there, if you have $100,000 or more in the account, you can take out the 50. If you have
Less.
If you got 50K in there, you could take out 25. It's just the
Yes.
maximum you can take out is the $50,000. You can use that for any reason. So just not to be confused with how much can you actually place in the investment. If you have 100K in your account, sure, you could probably invest all 100K or very close to it into your crypto investments. The borrowing is just a nice separate benefit where, let's just say you wanted to fund a personal business expense, even take a family on vacation, whatever you want. That's what you can use that personal loan feature for. So typically that's paid back quarterly over a period of 5 years at an interest rate that you would set within context of the market. So, you kind of call it free money in one way or the other, but you do need to pay it back to your solo ultimately.
Right. And in terms of funding the solo 401k on the front end, it's not just limited to contribution. So you are also able to roll over other IRAs and 401ks that you may have elsewhere into this to front load it as much as you can. In a lot of instances, that's what you want to take advantage of.
All right, so the contribution limits. This is probably one of the more exciting parts of it. I know people always ask, what can I put in each year? What I will say is the contribution limits, they do tend to go up each year. Like last year was a little bit lower. It's up by a couple $1,000s this year. So as of 2026, your contribution limit is, I'll say, up to $72,000 if you're under the age of 50. It really depends on how well your business is doing. Your CPA is ultimately the one who would be able to tell you how much exactly you can put in. So if your business is doing well, decent chance you might be able to max out. Some people, you might be a half or 2/3 of that. It really comes down to the salary deferral, in other words, the employee contribution, and then the profit sharing, which is your employer contribution. There's a certain percentage and a couple of things mixed into how we actually calculate it. So if you are over the age of 50, then you can do a catch up, can get you up to 80,000, and then you have that nice little window. If you're aged between 60 and 63, there's kind of a continued catch up, which is put you at 83,250 contributions. They can be traditional, in other words, pre-tax, or Roth being that post-tax. So either which way, you as long as you don't exceed that annual limit. And if just going back to like earlier, if you do have a full-time job like a W-2 and you are contributing into there, this does have an effect on these limits over here. I know some of us, we also have self-directed IRAs that's through Madison Trust. These are separate than your Madison Trust, like your everyday self-directed IRA contribution. So two different limits that we're looking at, but really for the solo, it does have a very generous contribution limit.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to emphasize, you said it, but I'm going to emphasize it anyway because it comes up in so many conversations. The Roth component to the solo 401k does exist in these plans. You can absolutely take advantage of it to the maximum of the contribution limits. And that's a huge power play on something like this. So in terms of how this plays out from start to finish, first, before step one, you are likely to have a conversation with somebody from our company just to go over the details, make sure that you are truly eligible, that it makes sense, that you understand what's about to play out, all of that. You want to have an initial conversation just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Then, when you're ready to get started and you're ready to start taking advantage of this type of structure, you're going to go through an initial application, and that's when our team will get to work on getting the plan documents in order, creating the trust structure itself. That's really what allows you to take advantage of the flexibility in this type of account. And along with that trust comes a checking account, and that's where you'll fund contributions as well as rollovers into the solo 401k plan. They'll first go into that checking account, and then from there you can redirect them to the investments as you see fit on various platforms and exchanges. It's not through our platform, but through the different service providers that you're wanting to work with. So we're creating the infrastructure, we're giving you everything that you need to get to that point. And once you've got funds in that checking account, you are in direct control. You are off and running to do what you need to do.
And you'll often hear us say the term like solo 401k binder. So that is referring to steps one and two kind of plugged into one piece there. The plan is really just your basic documentation that we will help provide. The trust itself is the entity. The solo 401k really is a trust at the end of the day, and the bank account being owned underneath that trust. And if you see there, that's our solo 401k binder. It includes, if you see the plan there, you see the trust, a lot of other little things that will probably help you forward from that to being able to take out a loan. You'll be able to fill out some documentation in that binder. And really, we put together that whole binder. All you do is fill out like a 10-minute application after one of our calls. We'll send you the app link, and then we'll have everything back to you typically within 5 business days from when we receive that order. And there's even abilities to expedite past that. And really, it's just more about paying in full. So if you make it easy for us, we'll try to make it easy for you and speed things up. So costs, it's a one-time setup, $995. Annually, 149, and the 149 comes 12 months after you sign up. So it's based on when you signed up 12 months later.
Yep. And no transaction fees,
Yeah.
no hidden fees, no nothing. Those are the only two fees at play here. There's nothing more to it. We're not going to dip into costs on your trades or anything like that. That's one of the other beauties of this type of structure.
It will also typically help set up the bank account for it too. And with that bank account, normally a free checkbook in hand and a bunch of other benefits. So most of the time, you're not really even paying that bank.
Absolutely. So some things to consider here in what to look for with a provider for the solo 401k plan to invest in crypto. It's obviously we're biased to ourselves, and so we're going to give you some things just to consider for yourself. Good. I don't know if you do, Jason. I encourage you to go out and look around. Make sure that you're making the best decision for you. And I'm also confident that looking around, you'll come back and find that it is us in our service offerings. But things to consider here. First, reviews and reputation. It's really, really important to go with a company that has a solid reputation behind it, that's not just a new startup and you're not sure what is going to come out of it. You're not sure if they will still be in business a year from now. And on the flip side, you want to make sure you're not working with a service provider that has a history of not good things or has had negative things come up. Like I know I'm not going to name any names, but I've heard instances too many times now with security breaches and with even with crypto, like money being stolen off the platform. And that's not okay. That is not okay at all. So it's really important that you vet the company that you're going to work with, make sure that they have a solid reputation, and that clients are leaving reviews. If it's a company without any reviews online, nobody is, I mean, I guess nobody's complaining about them, but also nobody's reviewing. They might not even have any customers, quite frankly. So that's one big thing. Another layer of this is the flexibility. So, not like I mentioned earlier, not being linked or forced into a relationship with one specific exchange. It's your preferred exchange that you're going with, not ours. We have a list of exchanges if you'd like, if you want some education, you want some hand holding in regards to something like that. Our team is absolutely here to support you, but you're in the driver's seat. At best, we're in the passenger seat to make sure that you're getting to your destination. And so, along with that, is our customer support being there with you. Our big thing is education. One thing I'll tell just about anybody I talk to is a primary benefit that we have here is if you are not 100% sure of what you're about to do, with something like this, it's not something to guess or, hope for the best and move forward and then come back later and confirm that it worked or that it was okay. Please reach out before you do something just to make sure you're not doing something you shouldn't be doing. It's a lot easier to correct course before something's been done than after with these types of accounts. And so you have access to an incredible support team that is there to answer your questions. You don't have to, wait on hold for hours on end. Give a call. Our team will talk to you. Send an email, whatever works for you. We're here to help you. And that really plays into the ease of use and the pricing, everything. You're gonna. I hope you've already got this idea from this webinar so far, but hopefully you're understanding that the whole point of this structure, the way that we have it set up, is to make it as easy as possible for you. We're not overcharging you with different transaction fees, and we're not getting in the way of your own investments. You are in the driver's seat. We are setting everything up for you so it's turnkey from the beginning and you're off and running. We're here to assist. You're in charge.
And I'll say as well, when it comes down to the customer service part, you're going to see a big night and day difference depending on where you go. For us, when it starts off with, that day one, it might be myself, maybe Ian, maybe somebody else on our team. We'll be there to handhold you from start to finish. So you'll probably have like a good 15-minute appointment with us. We're here for other calls. If you're ready to get started, we'll get you started. But you have that one-on-one to begin with us. And when you get to our support team, we do not charge extra for the support. That is all built in. You can call us, email us whenever you want. And most importantly, we actually do pick up the phone. We actually do reply to your emails. A lot of places, they might not have a valid, like calling ability. It might be, all right, send us an inquiry on email, leave us a voicemail, we'll get back to you when we get back to you. And we do have a lot of clients switch over because of that. So we are known for that live support on purpose here over here.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we really streamline that process. That's step one right there. So the solo 401k, we keep it to 5 business days. If you do expedite, which again means pay in full, we normally can get it back to you in 2 to 3 business days. Our fees are flat rated. We don't ever charge based on percentage of your assets or anything like that. All we're doing, again, 995 setup, that's day one, and then you're 149 annually. You'll be working with us one-on-one. We'll help you through everything that you need. You'll let us know how we can help out. Only things we cannot do is provide financial advice, investment advice, tax, legal, anything like that. So we're here for generally to help you set up. We're here to help out with any questions. If we need to educate you on anything that we need, we're happy to. Of course, when it comes to cryptocurrency, we're here to help with that focus right now for this presentation. But if you have questions about something else, if you want to dive into real estate for a few minutes, let's do it. Totally fine. We've been here since 2009. So we've been here for over 15 years. And our sister company is Madison Trust. They've been around since 2014, specifically handling self-directed IRAs, and together 20,000 plus clients. And yeah, we're happy to help you out. I always encourage you guys to give us a call. I mean, that's our numbers, those are our emails. So definitely reach out to us or schedule a meeting with the team. We're more than happy to help out. That's our job.
Yeah, this was fun. I think this was helpful for people. Hopefully it was. And we're here to help.